a conversation with the Conjuror. I'm Daniel Rivington, this is Alex Johnson, and today with us we've got a very special guest, Reese Goodley. How are you doing, Reese? Are you alright?
I'm alright, man. How are you?
I'm not too bad. It was my birthday this week, so I'm still recovering a little bit, but once it's past the 30th one, they start going downhill after that, don't they? You know what I mean?
I do, yeah. I'm 34 next, so
yeah,
I'm ready for my midlife crisis, I think.
You haven't had one yet?
No, I've done it. Well, I don't know. My entire life's a midlife crisis, so I won't know when mine starts.
It's just been one big crisis, one after the other. I can relate to that.
So, Reese is a mentalist, a mind reader, a steel. No, not steel pipe. It's like a. Is it a flute or is it a pipe?
He's a flute player.
I play the Native American style flute.
A flutist.
So, and that's what kind of thing that Alex has got as well in his house.
Yeah, Alex plays the same instrument. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really good at playing the shitty flute. If you ever heard of that, like really, really good.
No, we said before you better go to the skin flute.
Well,
Blackpool, they couldn't go a single place without trying it out.
Yeah. Playing the skin flute just comes along with owning a flute collection, so you know.
That's cool, man.
And you've been doing some leather work as well, haven't you?
I have, yeah. So I've always done leather crafting and leather work. And then about a year ago, I sort of wound the magic scene down a little bit, and people will notice that I stopped releasing things and what have you. And that was just because I'd released most of my material and it kind of come to a nice end. So yeah, I started making leather playing card cases. These are a couple that I've got to just finish up a little bit and they'll be ready for sale. But yeah, that's going really good. It's just something I enjoy doing, and we travel a lot in the van, as people know. And
if somebody was interested in buying one of those, someone was interested in buying one of those, would they just message you on Facebook or?
Yeah, just send me a message on Facebook. I've got an Instagram page. I'm going to be setting up an Etsy page soon. But at the moment, I've got an Instagram. It's custom _ playing card cases. So yeah, if you just type in wild at, as in the at sign art, on Instagram, it comes up. It's the first one that comes up under wild art as well. But yeah, otherwise it's it's custom _ playing card _ cases. So yeah, just check them out on there. There'll be a few more going up this week. But yeah, that's going really well.
There's one I really liked with the, I think it was the devil with some playing cards behind him, and he was smoking a cigar, maybe.
Yeah. It's that one's sold now. I've posted that one off, but yeah, that's I enjoyed doing that one.
Yeah, I really love that one, and I've seen you've done a bit of poetry as well. Is that something that you've been doing?
It's just so we travel in the van a lot, as people know, and we go all over in the van, and it's just kind of like stories and poems that come to my head that are kind of related. So I'll make the playing card case while I'm on the road and stuff, and then a poem will come to my head as like that matches that story behind it. So I did one called Nod to Lemmy, which were kind of it were an ace of spades kind of thing, and I wrote a little bit of a poem story for that. And it's just stuff I enjoy doing. You know, and I found that I couldn't find any kind of custom playing card cases that were kind of, you know, different really. You can buy playing card cases. A certain company sells just a plain one, but it's like 90 quid or something for a plain one. And I wanted one for myself, and so that's when it kind of started and took off really. Started getting custom orders and things like that. So yeah, it's just something fun to do on the road, you know.
I've got a card clip, but I've never had a leather one before. Are there any benefits to using one? Like, does it stop moisture getting to your cards?
Yeah, so obviously the thing for me was, because I tried the card clips as well, and the card clips are great and you can get some great designs. But I always found the thing with the card clip was it seemed to ruin, whether it was just me or not, I don't know, but it ruined my actual boxes for the deck. And so you'd have this really nice deck, you protect it with a card clip, but ultimately it ruined the box anyway, so that was frustrating. And then obviously having a really good deck, if you've got a nice deck that you like using, you spent quite a lot of money on it because they're not cheap. You know, eventually that box is going to get wrecked. So I wanted something that were durable, waterproof. You know, so yeah, these are waterproof, durable. It's going to protect your deck and your case as well. You know, the beauty about these as well is I've designed them in a way that, because I like to save the boxes and just use the actual cards. Well, the cards fit in as well, so you can just have it in the cards in the leather case, or you can have the actual box from the case, if that makes sense. You know, and custom orders, people want them in different sizes as well, and we can talk and look at that, you know, as well as the design. So yeah, they're
I guess people would probably want tarot card size, wouldn't they?
Say again?
I think some people, not necessarily magicians, but some people are like tarot card size as well, wouldn't they?
Yeah, that's no problem. I make, in fact, I'm just doing a custom order for a magician at the moment that wants a tarot card deck, you know, case. So yeah, tarot cards are no problem as well. I make all sorts. I make flute cases as well. You know, so it's playing card cases are just kind of one of the things that I like to make. Just have fun doing it, really.
You looked at making wallets. Is that something that you'd like to go into?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of find what you enjoy doing, really. And I've made a couple of wallets, but not kind of, you know, it's not something, it's got to be something that you're interested in, really. I don't, you know, I can make a wallet, but it's not something that, as where playing card cases, obviously, it's, you know, something I'm interested in, I guess. The same
I mean wallets with sort of ulterior motives, you know what I mean?
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, you could do. I mean, I'm not really a magic designer as such in terms of gimmicks. But yeah, you potentially, you know, kind of could come up with something, I guess. And yeah, but that's creating gimmicks has never really been my forte. I won't really know where to start with something like that. Plus, a lot of it's already been done. You know, there's some fantastic wallets out there that I use.
I use the Jerry O'Connell. And that set me back a couple of quid. You know what I mean? And you know, you could maybe update the design, make it look less like a lady's purse.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to be careful, obviously, because you don't want to kind of start creating other people's work, obviously.
No, I don't mean copy it. I mean, you know, like an original design sort of thing, but just I got a wallet made by Cyrus Russell.
Cyrus is great. He's a legend. I love that guy.
And so I think it's up there somewhere in my magic junk. I do use it, but I use the Jerry O'Connell one for gigs.
Yeah, Cyrus made me. It made me a lovely wallet, a card holder. It were a wallet that held a deck, and I've still got it somewhere. Yeah, that was great. And that's where I'm saying about making wallets. It's not really my thing, you know. And I'd asked Cyrus to make that, and it were beautiful. It were a beautiful wallet that he made me. He's a great guy, Cyrus.
Yeah, he's a good dude. Maybe you could do a collaboration where he makes the thing and then you put a design on it. You know, like how you do. I don't know how do you carve it or what with a knife or something.
Yeah, so it's, the leather I use is veg tan leather. So it's all done with what's called a swivel knife, like a leather carving knife. And then it goes through loads of different processes of dyes, and each part of the card case, you know, it takes a long time, like buffing the edges, and then there's a treatment that goes on the edges. I mean, my style is I like to go for the like really worn look, like the really distressed look. So I tend not to do that too much on the edges, and then it's carving, dyeing, treating, then you leave it, you know, and then you've got your stitching, and there's just so much that goes into it. You know, it's a labour of love because you don't really earn a lot of money out of it, you know, so to speak. It's almost a hobby that funds itself, really.
So you've got a day job. Have you been sent home from that yet, or?
Yeah. Yeah, I won't mention this. I work in a school, but I won't mention which one I work in, obviously. But yeah, it's I have been sent home already. It's it's one of those things, isn't it? We've all got to be safe. We've all got to do what it takes to get past this time. It's a very difficult time, and I know it's hit you guys as magicians, harder than anybody else. I think, musicians, magicians, people like that. It's been it's been horrendous. So I think we always got to do what you got to do and see if we can get past this thing.
You know, 15 people at a wedding at the moment, can't you? It shouldn't really lend itself to a great environment for working magicians.
And that's it.
And I feel really bad for the people that left their sort of steady jobs to pursue magic. I was going to do it this year probably because I was getting enough gigs to stay in, and then I'm glad I didn't leave my job because it's providing me with steady income while I mean, I've had to go to work all the time, and everybody else has been sending pictures of themselves at home playing Minecraft and picking the nose and stuff. So it's a bit heartbreaking while I'm out there having to actually go and do work. But some of the folks that we know, that are local who are magicians and stuff have been struggling pretty bad, and it's so I can't complain about my situation at all.
No, and it's I mean, I was because I've kind of always worked for young people doing youth work and stuff for most of my career, and then obviously I stepped out to pretty much do magic full time, which is when I was releasing stuff with 13 Souls and what have you. And then on March last year, I think it was, an opportunity came up for me to get this job that were really close to my house. It made sense, so I jumped at that. But obviously, so I'm quite kind of fortunate in that sense that I just kind of got in before it all kind of went south, really. But I mean, it's still been difficult, but I really feel for you guys out there that are, doing gigs and musicians. A lot of my friends are musicians, and they're just taking an absolute hammering from this, Yeah, it's not good.
I was in the metal band for years. I don't know if you know that, and I've got a few mates who are still in the music industry, and ones that were in touring acts before. Like one of them's now delivering for Deliveroo, delivering take, and there's no shame in that. Absolutely no shame in that. No shame in putting food on your table. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Things went south for Alex in San Diego, and so he's gone back home to do a similar thing because there's, it's not really conducive to a work atmosphere. Everywhere being locked down, and I suppose it's pretty hard to shoot a video with social distancing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what he was doing in San Diego, and then it's shocking, isn't it? Like, I'm not sure how it's affecting other arts. Like, I'm sure people who work in theatres are going through a bit of a rough time and all, and
Oh yeah, yeah, and even artists, I mean, it covers such a wide range of people, doesn't it, that are suffering from this, because even artists that are working from home, I'm thinking like, my uncle's a painter, so he does a lot of his artwork at home, and he's suffering because nobody's got any money to buy the artwork, and so it's hitting a wide range of things as the economy suffers, isn't it?
I wouldn't imagine curators for museums would be looking at buying at the moment either, because half the places are shut out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So it's just a ripple. It's just a negative ripple effect, isn't it, on everybody? But I'm quite positive. I'm quite a positive person, and I think we'll. I think things will look very different. Sort of.
They'll pick up. They'll pick up. I mean, if there's one thing that we can say that's a good thing at the moment around here, is the death rate in the UK was over 1,000, and now it's in the 20s.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, you know, as of today, I think it's 23 or something. I'm not sure exactly. My memory doesn't work the same way as most people's, but like, so I mean, the cases are going up, but we weren't testing at the beginning.
No.
Deaths are going down, so I'm not really sure what that, you know, how that's going to affect us in the long term. I don't.
I think.
Have you seen this? Have you seen the demonstrations in London? People have been protesting.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
But it's not like there's just one or two. There's fucking loads of them.
Yeah, there is, and you can understand people's frustration. You know, I mean, I'm not saying that's okay to do, because it's absolutely not. But you can see the point where people are absolutely frustrated with this. You know, and it's hard, and we've just got to keep on keeping on. Really, you know, as a planet. I mean, this is unique in the sense that it's not one country, is it? It's global, and so, as humanity, really, we need to knuckle down and just do what they're asking us to do, and that's hard sometimes. You know, it's. I haven't seen my mum properly for God knows how long. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm trying to protect her, and that's difficult. It's a hard thing to do.
She got sort of a support bubble around her.
Yeah. So it's. I mean, I have, obviously, as the rules have progressed, I have seen her and kept distance and stuff like that. But it's still not the same. Do you know what I mean? You're still conscious not to pass it on to, you know, people that might be vulnerable to it.
Yeah, my mother and sister both got a hereditary lung condition.
Right. Okay.
I'm the only one who doesn't have it, so like I'm at work and they're both shielding at home. You know, they even like they sent my mum back to work, and you know she works in an office, and there's 3 different buildings. In each one of those, on the first day back, at least one person tested positive for COVID.
Right. Wow.
So they just shut them back down again.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's how it's going to be, isn't it, for a while? You know, it's just, but we'll get there. We'll get there.
Now, upward and onward to the future, have you got any plans, long-term plans that you want to sort of go ahead with?
Just in terms of life.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of more the entertainment thing. Like I know that you've put magic behind you a little bit, but you're still keeping on with the card cases. Like,
Yeah.
is there anything that you want to achieve after the magic related or otherwise that you know that you want to go forward with in the future?
Yeah. So there's kind of, I wouldn't say I've left magic behind, in a sense of, I very quickly put out a lot of my material, you know, and that happened in the space of about 8 months. You know, I did Navigator, which I never expected the response I got from Navigator. It was something that I created, put out, expected to maybe sell, realistically, 20 copies were in my head. If I can sell 20 copies, I'll be pleased. And that Navigator went on to sell hundreds and hundreds. I think it was something like 500 copies, 600 copies or something worldwide. And then I woke up, I hate blowing my own trumpet, but I am proud of it. But I woke up one morning and it were number 5 on Penguin Magic. It became a bestseller at Alakazam. But above and beyond that, I've not had one single criticism ever about it. I've even asked people, so that I can develop. At that point, I asked people, where can I improve, and everyone were like, you can't really improve on this. So
I've got some. I'm just kidding. I do have it up there though. I do have it up there. It's something that I use every now and then. Not sort of like because most of the stuff I do is not mind reading. Most of it's like card tricks and whatnot. But it's something that I have used quite a lot.
Yeah, I know you. I know you love it, Dan, which is great. But yeah, so I did, and then I did the whole 13 Souls thing, which were great. And that were just a year of absolute fun and laughter. Really, it was fantastic. And then after that, I started looking at theories of magic and things like that, and kind of developed my own theories, which were quite strong. And it just felt like the right time to kind of to explore other interests, really. So as much as I still love the community, I still love magic. I started performing magic mainly for the young people that I was working with, or for somebody sat at a bus stop, or rather than kind of gigging. And I hope we can talk about that in a minute. But I'll just come back to your question of future plans. So in exploring other interests, obviously there's my leather work and leather crafting that I've kind of got back into and launching on a bigger scale. I've recently qualified as a hypnotherapist, so I'm a qualified hypnotherapist now as well. So I'm looking at going down that route. And
You're gonna help me quit smoking?
Huh?
You're gonna help me quit smoking?
Yeah, I can do, man.
I'm on like a pack. I'm on like a pack and a half a day. And you can get rid of that itch.
Yeah, smoking's. They say. I mean, I smoke an e-cig, but but yeah, if you want to stop personally, then yeah, that's no problem at all.
Nah,
But then
I love it.
moving forward, we want to travel more and see more of the world, really, and get out in the van as much as we can traveling.
What kind of van is it?
So at the moment, it's a converted Renault Traffic. So we've got like a fridge in there, a cooker, and then the roof pops up. If you want to check it out, go to my Instagram, and I'm constantly posting photos of us travels and stuff on there. But we're looking at upgrading and getting like a Luton van, like a delivery van.
Like a panel van, yeah.
Yeah. Because it just offers you more space, and you can put a shower in them, and do you know what I mean? All that kind of stuff. They're more long-term vans. The one we've got is more of a weekend van, really. So we're looking at getting one of those and traveling more and stuff in the future. So the future plans. I'm not really a planner. I don't really plan for things as such. I just kind of explore different avenues and see where they take me. I hate to have a plan, because there's always like a fear of it going wrong. Or I'd rather just go with the journey rather than kind of having a set plan of what the future holds for me. Do you know what I mean? So if I suddenly wake up in the night, Navigator 2 pops in my head or whatever, then I'll go back down that road,
Speaking of Navigator 2, you did have something going on with that, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Related to that. Is that something you'd want to go into, or something you'd rather leave for another? Is it something that might be in the pipeline?
Yeah, it might be in the pipeline. So basically, I came up with this idea of having Navigator 2 as a deck of different countries, and that were packed with secrets. Are we allowed to? We can talk openly on here, can we?
You can say the name of methods, just not how they work.
Okay.
Like for example, the Gilbreth principle. We can say the Gilbreth principle, but I'm not going to explain how it works. Not that I could, because I'm stupid. But yeah, we just don't explain how in minute detail on how it works.
Okay, so this were packed with different secrets that would enable you to tell what country they were thinking of, if that makes sense. And it did incorporate the Gilbreth principle as well, and it was just packed with loads of stuff. There were loads of routines, and Casper did the artwork for it, and it was just a great deck. The problem that I had with just I mean, decks, respect to anybody that releases a deck, because it costs a lot of money to release a deck, and it would just like it's kind of just put on the back burner really until we can find a way forward. Whether that will ever see the light of day, or whether it'll always just be kind of a thing that.
Have you got any prototypes laying around?
I've got a prototype, yeah. And the prototype cost a lot of money just for the prototype. So
was it, what company did you go with?
Do you know? I can't remember. I can't remember.
It was probably either Cartamundi, makeplayingcards.com, or Zazzle is a company that works with USPCC to print one-off packs.
Yeah, it were one of them anyway. I think they're great, the cards are great, but yeah, whether because I was going to release it with like a little booklet as well, with some different ideas about the existing Navigator and stuff that I've developed over the time. But yeah, it might be something that I've come back to. As far as I'm concerned, there's no rush. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather sit on something And anybody that knows my work will know that I'll do that. I'll sit on it and sit on it and sit in it until it's perfect, and then I'll release it. I'm in no rush to kind of to make money or whatever like that, you know. So yeah.
So, can you guys hear me?
You're very quiet, Alex.
Alex, you're quiet.
Yeah, I've had some mic issues here. Is this better?
Yeah, when you shout, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you when you shout right into it. Can you hear us though? Yeah.
Yeah, you're good, but I don't know how to fix this.
We can just hear you.
I'll just talk into it like this.
Yeah,
Try
that's
to
better.
unplug it and plug it in again.
All right. Go ahead, continue.
It's all right. We'll wait for you.
Do you edit this out then, Dan?
He's fucking disappeared. Look at him, the cunt. He's pulled out the webcam. I think we're going to edit this one. There's been a couple that haven't been edited because Alex moved back from California to Tennessee. He's living in Tennessee right now because there was sort of a situation with his sort of his girlfriend and living at a friend's house, and there's sort of a situation going on where but now he's taking a job in construction and is sort of living with mum and dad until he can get stuff back, you know, running.
Too much information.
I sort of heard you then. Is everybody still there? It just froze up for me.
No, we're pretending to freeze. I do it all the time.
All right.
What's
It's weather. It's just normal. It's not raining.
red hot. It's red hot. It's red hot in Valley.
Is that where you're at, House?
I live on the cobbles on Main Street. Have you been to
Oh,
Valley?
yeah. When I was so I was just witnessing someone drive like an absolute fucking arsehole. From Alex to everyone, test. It just sent a message that said test. Not hearing anything, Alex. Yeah, I'm not hearing anything. Buddy. First time anything like this has happened, you know, with technical difficulties.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry.
I was just saying, yeah, I went to Haworth to take our last for our 6-month anniversary.
Ah, okay.
So I bought I rented out the hotel at the top of the hill, next to it's above a pub. Oh no, it's next to a pub. It was quite a fancy place.
Yeah, there's some lovely like bed and breakfast and stuff.
Then went on the railway, you know, went for a walk and that, and so it must have been 9.5 years ago. So we've been together for 10 years. And that was our 6-month anniversary.
Testing.
Can we hear it now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Good or not good?
It's still quiet, but it's better.
Still quiet.
What the hell, man? Dan, too much information about my personal life. Shame.
You need to, Alex, you need to sell that equipment and just get a phone.
Yeah, no shit.
Do you think with his headset, he looks like a Cyberman from Doctor Who?
Looks professional though, doesn't it? Just use your phone, but have the mic in front of you and the headset and stuff.
My ears hurt now. They're all red. So was that a 13 Souls wallet or card case you made?
Yeah. Well, not. It's kind of based on that. It's not obviously produced by 13 Souls or anything. But that's that one. This one's similar design. I'll see if I can show you the inside because they're actually. This one's not finished yet. It needs the side to it, but I don't know if you can see that. But that's a really soft suede. A really nice feel to it.
Very, very nice. You should
So-
be making leather
But they
armor.
are proper. The leather is top quality.
Yeah.
Because same in leather, same as magic. I do in leather work. Like it has to be the best quality. There's no machines. It's all handmade. I don't believe in any machinery, so it's all handmade.
You should try making leather body armor.
Yeah, I've got a mate that does that. All the cosplay stuff and what have you. Dan's still showing us that trick. Look familiar.
Oh yeah. I'm still very impressed.
Just think of any card that you want here.
I've got one.
All right. It's a black card, yeah?
No.
It would have been good though, wouldn't it? Would have been good if I nailed the card that you thought of. You know what I mean?
Dan. Have you got? So shuffle that deck for me. Can you shuffle it?
Not that one, though.
Oh, you bastard! Shuffle the deck.
I didn't do anything other than mix them. Shuffle the deck. That was terrible. Right.
Name a playing card.
Four of spades.
Alex, name a number.
Number 1.
Number 1. Oh shit.
Okay, I know. I'm just fucking with you. 7.
Dan, deal down to number 7.
Down 7 cards.
Yeah, it's the 7th card.
The ace of spades.
4 of
I
spades.
thought you said the 4 of spades.
Yeah, the 4 of spades.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, been good though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It would have been good if I'd have counted the right amount.
I want that.
2,
Obviously,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
He's off for 1.
It's just a silly thing, but I once did that and it fucking hit.
Yeah.
And the reaction from that, like, I don't even know how I managed to like not react to myself.
Well, but I remember.
Do you know mnemonic?
Not really. I know bits of it, but not. I used to do, but I can't. I ain't done it for that long. I can't remember.
Lindy Pete's watch if you want.
Oh, we're gonna pick one of them up. You know, they look really cool. I like it.
It's, I never actually shuffled the cards.
Yeah. Number 1, was it still the 4 of clubs?
What?
Did you have 4 of clubs on the top?
Yeah, it was 4 clubs. Yeah.
I was gonna have you.
Oh, that'd have
say-
been better, wouldn't it? Would have been better to keep that in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I said number 1. It's like still a 4.
Yeah. Right. Go to the bottom right of your screen on the computer.
Mm-hmm.
There should be audio settings down there. It should have like a speaker on its side.
Yeah.
Right click.
Yeah.
Go to properties. Then it'll say output and input. On input, you can raise the level on there. You should be able to.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Is that a lot better? How much?
Yeah, it's fine now.
Oh shit. Okay.
I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah, man.
I don't know why it reset. for some reason. I guess whenever I unplugged it, I had to update this machine. So check this out, Reese. I want you to. I'm gonna write one single number down on this piece of paper, okay? And I'm gonna have it held right here. It's a Hershey's, okay? It's a Hershey's thing, so you know I'm not gonna cheat. And I'm gonna write one single number, okay, out of frame. Okay, so I got a number written down here, and there is just one number written here. So I want you to think of a 2-digit number less than 20.
Okay.
A 2-digit number less than 20. What's the first number you landed on?
12. Is that because Dan did that to me and I couldn't think of any other number just then? Is that a Stifos?
No, that's just something I came up with and it works every fucking time.
It feels like a Stifos because I keep saying 12. Pete laughs at me because every time he asks me to think of a number, I always go for 3, and it's just so cliche, but I can't help it.
But Dan, you've performed that on him? You've already showed him that one?
I might have done.
Oh. Well.
Did I show you that before or something? I've got a terrible memory.
It might be different. I'm sure I've seen that.
But it's worked twice in a row, so it's real magic right there. Have you seen the one where you take the water bottle cap like that, and you just grab it, and then you got to pick which hand it's in?
The left one?
Yeah.
That one?
You actually took it.
There is no water bottle cap.
Nice.
Yeah. I learned that one from Ryan Hayashi.
Oh, yeah. He's, I learned his, I've got one of his DVDs up there.
Yeah.
It's not called Silver Dream, but it's exactly the same as Silver Dream. I can't remember what the fuck it's called though.
Yeah.
All right, should we get back on track?
Yeah, I'm not going to edit any of that out. I think people will like to see me try to fix my computer.
Yeah. Probably no.
Yeah.
Probably not. Fuck no. Yeah, I've got a wallet over here.
You got a what?
I've got a wallet over here.
Okay.
Shit, it's all coming down on me.
It's a what?
It's all coming down on me, mate. It's all falling down.
Is it a
All right. Just name any playing card you want. Just name a suit, any suit.
Me or Alex?
We'll start with you, Reese. Which one do you want?
Any suit?
Yeah.
Spades.
Yeah, I thought you were going to go with spades. Name high or low, Alex?
Low.
How low can you go?
Low.
Reese, name any low spade that you want. You can use ace if you want to think that's low or high. It doesn't matter.
We'll go with the 4 of spades.
4 of spades. That's perfect. Do you know why that's perfect? Because in here I keep a little envelope. In here I've got a playing card. Have you seen that one before?
Is that what's it called? Is it bang on? Is it called bang on?
Yeah, bang on, yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, nice. It's a nice effect.
The performance could have been better, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah. All right.
7 out of 10.
Well, you're not
Hey,
people, so there's no point amping it up as much as they do.
hey, Reese. I want you to just say the first number that comes to your mind.
72.
All right, so we'll take 7. Hang on a second. Hang on. So you said 7, right? Okay, I'm writing something down. Okay, so now I want you to say a color. Just say the color.
Blue.
All right. Now I want you to say a vegetable.
Carrot.
All right. 7 blue carrots.
Nice. Sci-forces, man.
That's not sci-fi. That's it's not a force. It's probability.
Hey, don't spoil this one. He's fooled right now, so let's just leave it at that.
Like if I asked you to think of Pete's been doing this one about quite a bit, where he gets you to think of a word, and the word's a long word. It's not it's something that you could touch. It's an object as opposed to a verb or an adjective. It's not a descriptive word, or it's not the action of doing something, but it's a noun. Yeah. So if you think of a long noun, just any long noun that you want, but make sure it's over about 7 letters.
Pterodactyl.
Bronchiosaurus.
The Triceratops.
Diplodocus. I tell you what, Alex, think of any playing card that you want.
Okay, I got one.
All right, you thinking of a black card?
No.
All right, change your mind.
Okay.
And then change your mind one more time.
Okay.
Are you thinking of a black card? Or did you switch it to a black card and then switch it back to a red?
No, I kept a red card every time.
Right. Think. Just name a card out loud.
Okay. 4 of hearts.
No, I was way off. We'll just
I went from 2 of hearts to 3 of hearts to 4 of hearts.
Yeah. And then the 4 of hearts would have been good, but
because I'm lazy. Compared to me, Jay-Z is lazy.
It's the 5th card in stack. That's not good to what I wanted to do.
No. I'm still impressed though. Like, I'm still fooled on how you did the blank deck trick.
Blank deck trick. What you do is you take it, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of a half pass?
Yeah.
This is a full pass. Look, if you throw it to the other hand, it actually.
See, that fools me. I'd have no idea how you did that. Like,
I think you might have an idea.
oh, I have a feeling. So Reese.
I saw Franco the other day.
Oh yeah. What's he? Actually, Into Minds, they hollered at me and they said they're wanting to be on the show here sometime whenever we're ready. We can do like another 4-person shindig.
That's cool.
Holy shit. Did I just see that? Dude. I can't believe that one. Hey, Reese, how long have you been doing magic?
So I got into magic when I was 11 years old. My uncle was a magician, and he did the disappearing hanky, just a simple trick, and I was hooked. And then it's kind of been a hobby and an interest ever since, really.
Did he do the one where he threw it over your shoulder, or just like the coin vanished one?
Yeah, like a coin vanish. Yeah, but yeah, I just got hooked. Loved it.
One of the earliest magic tricks I ever saw was that one. But they have the handkerchief, the napkin, and they take it and they throw it over top of your shoulder, and you have a buddy that's in on it, and they put it in their mouth, and then you say, then you have it appear in their mouth, and they act like they're choking, and they choke up on the napkin.
Like the paper ball trick.
Yeah, the wadded paper ball trick. That was a clever one as a kid.
The first one I ever saw was where my dad did it. He gets a pack of cards, and then he says, "What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you what the next card is. I'm going to put it behind my back, right?" And he used to put it behind his back, and he'd tell you whatever the next card was. So you can see the 9 of diamonds there. Well, if I put the next card on, and this amazed me, it's the King of Diamonds, right? So I'll say it before because I can see it in the thing, but the next one's the 5 of Spades, and the next one's the
5 of diamonds.
5 of Diamonds. Then the next one's the 10 of Clubs, and then the next one is the you just turn half the card's face up, and you're looking at the card whenever like I'm showing you this one, but I'm looking at the next card. So I put it behind and put that card to the face, and I know the next one's going to be the 8 of Spades. So it's like a sort of a
good trick.
It's sort of like a stupid way of doing the one ahead principle, isn't it?
If it's stupid but it works, it's not stupid.
He also did the one where, yeah, but he told me afterwards. That's the problem.
Oh shit! He told you?
Yeah, he told me what he did, and I'm like, ah.
Well, he's not a real magician.
No, he's not. He's never professed to be a magician. I didn't actually get into magic until my late 20s. And that was from watching David Blaine's specials. And Penn Jillette said on a podcast or something like that, he said, any idiot can do magic. And it was like he was talking to me personally.
Yeah.
And so I started to learn like basic shit off the internet, you know, like that, what's it called? Jarek 120.
Yeah, dude, he's awesome.
Disturbed reality. And then because I'd learned it from him, I had to go learn it properly afterwards. You know, a lot of stuff I had to relearn again, like especially double lifts and stuff like that. Like I learned it all the wrong way. Like now it kills me when I see someone doing this before I turn over the top card. You know what I mean?
Can you do the push-off double lift?
I can, but I do a pink account usually.
Yeah. I've been learning how to second deal. That's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I won't bother. Have you ever done any like card cheating stuff, Reese?
No, ironically, although I'm making card playing cases, so I have a big problem with using cards at all. I cannot for the life of me understand why magicians use them. And that's not, you know, it's not, that's just me. I know a lot of magicians love them and they use them. But for me, like these playing card cases, so the only really effect that I do is Paul Houdini's Hand of Destiny. And it's such a powerful effect, so simple to do, but so powerful. I won't go into it obviously because it's not mine, it's Paul's. But you know, for me, playing cards, you know, and a deck of cards has so much more meaning. And again, I don't want you guys to be offended or anybody else watching this, but it has such a deeper meaning than I enjoy watching card tricks. You know, like I've enjoyed you guys just jamming there, but I wouldn't personally ever do that with them. For me, they hold such a deeper meaning than that, you know. In terms of the fact that, you know, they were originally used by, you know, as divination tools, as, you know, the original tarot, cartomancy, and that's to me, like when you put a deck in a leather case like this, it's not to do tricks with it, as daft as that sounds. And that's not to say that you guys, you know.
Yeah, but see, I don't do card tricks.
That's my personal opinion on it.
So with cards, I perform real magic with cards. everything that I do is real. You know, it's actually real divination. You know.
So, if you were performing for some people, what type of tricks would you do if you're not gonna if you wouldn't do a card trick? Is it billet work or is it?
Right, I keep things as simple as possible. So I do Hand of Destiny. I do Navigator. You know, I'd maybe do a book test. You know, and then I've got other things that I don't mind highly recommending. You know, so like the Stealth Assassin wallet from Alakazam is a phenomenal piece of kit. So I do, you know, with that you can reveal anything. I piggyback off a lot of things as well. So I would start with something like Cypher, the Toxic Force. And obviously I wouldn't just reveal the number. I would say, okay, so focus on the second digit and just think of the first letter of this second digit. Now just think of the first, you know, place that comes to mind or band that comes to mind or whatever. And now I piggyback all my way. And now I've got a bunch of information to reveal just based off of that one thing. So I think the things that I kind of use are sort of tools rather than individual tricks that I can sort of jazz my way through, if that makes sense. And I like all my stuff to be organic and things that look like I've just picked them up, you know. So yeah, that's the kind of thing that I do really. I mean, I like a lot of Psi-Forces. You'll have heard me say this time and time again, probably, that "Wish You Were Here" by Pete Turner is my all-time favorite effect.
I'm not familiar with that one.
So I do a lot of Psi-Forces and then piggybacking off of those Psi-Forces as well. Piggybacking is something that Pete taught me a long time ago. That's just really cool.
If someone wanted to learn sort of different ways to do piggybacking, where is that written down somewhere, or is that?
Yeah, so Pete's got it. Pete's got it in his PDF. I think it is in his Psi-Force PDF. And you can learn how to piggyback off of pieces of information in that.
I've seen Pete cold read people, and it's ridiculous. We're out for food, and we're at this curry place, and he did the same. He had someone write down on a playing card a word, right, whatever it might have been, and then then he found out what that word was, and doing it the exact same way, he did the same thing again, but with a person, and then with the person, he started. It was the person's daughter, yeah, the person who was performing the trick for. Then he was like, "Oh, and how's the artwork going?" And he's like, "How did you know about that?" You know what I mean? And like, this guy's losing his mind. It turns out this girl had just started an art class or something, you know, extracurricular art class and whatever. And I think if you just take a stab in the dark and hope it lands, I think I'm pretty sure that's what he was doing. I don't think he's been stalking this dude, you know.
Little do you know, he's actually a stalker. He planned the whole thing.
That's telling you my PIN number. He's just been following me around with binoculars, isn't he?
I mean, all that kind of stuff, I know exactly what he's done there. And all that kind of stuff is in his masterclass PDF series, which I always recommend that people pick up and learn how to do that stuff, you know. And that's the stuff that I like to do. It's the stuff that I learned off Pete. So, you know, that's the stuff he coached me and molded me into the way that, you know, I do things now. So, you know, yeah, anybody that wants to kind of learn that stuff, you know, it's all in there, and his other projects as well are cool, you know.
What is Pocket Pal?
So Pocket Pal is a release that I did with 13 Souls. I won't say what it is because it'll spoil it for everybody, but yeah, it's a utility that you can use that you can easily make that will allow you to force information, peak information, and a few other cool things that you can do with it as well. That can be picked up from 13 Souls website, I believe, still. So yeah.
And what during lockdown have you found that you're more creative or less creative?
Well, I mean, as I say, I've not created any magic since Devil's Triangle was the last thing that I created, which again is available from 13 Soul and plug in that. It's a cool little effect, but yeah, I guess I've been more creative in terms of the playing card cases. It's just given me time to kind of really just spend time on it, you know. And so yeah, I've definitely been more creative in terms of the time. Really, I've just had more time to kind of be creative and you know, jam on my instruments and work on my leather stuff. And so yeah, I like to write poetry as well, as you said earlier, so I've been doing a lot of that. And so yeah, I'd say more creative, really. That's been a positive of it.
I'm writing a book at the moment, and to be honest, magic's not been on my mind that much since lockdown.
Yeah.
Because I can't really go out and do it. Like, obviously, Leeds is in lockdown again.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, I could go to a pub, I guess, but not really my kind of thing. Magic clubs closed, so I mean, I've seen loads of lectures and stuff. I mean, Harry Harrington's doing one right now, but like, and I've got Magic Stream by an illusionist, you know, the sort of where you can just watch all the videos on there. I don't know. I've definitely not lost the passion for it because I love going out and doing it. But the actual learning part of it doesn't seem like there's much reason to go and learn a bunch of different new stuff that I'm not going to be able to do for a year or something. You know?
I mean, when we're looking at it, I guess, because I've heard a lot of people kind of say the same thing, but one way of looking at it is just kind of use this time to refine the skills that you already know rather than learning something else, you know. The best book that I always recommend when anyone says, can you recommend a book? The best book I've ever read is Paul Brooks' Alchemical Tools. And if anybody hasn't read that, it's an absolute must for any magician or mentalist.
Who said that? Nathan recommended that one as well, I think. Nathan's
yeah, well, I recommended it originally to Nathan. So that's why Nathan picked it up, and he loves it as well, does Nathan? Yeah, it's just the best book that you can possibly get. And it covers that. It covers becoming an absolute master at the material you've already got. So just have like 4 or 5 effects that you do and absolutely master and become an absolute master at them, rather than have 30 effects that you might be able to do reasonably well. Do you know what I mean? So I think this is a good opportunity for people to really kind of embrace that and to absolutely, you know, master the material that they already know, really. Because you can kind of get lost in it all. There's so many cool effects out there and so many good effects. And what I used to do at one point is find myself just buying and buying and buying to try and get the Holy Grail, really. Do you know what I mean? And it's not there. The Holy Grail is mastering that effect that you've got in front of you already. And it took me a while to learn that and get to grips with that, because I used to buy everything. You know what I mean? I could review everything on the market because I probably bought it at one point. So yeah, it's just about, I think, using this time where nobody's performing to just kind of do that and just think, look, you know, I'm not going to buy anything new, but I am going to re-explore the material that I've already got. And you might come up with a new script for it, or you might find a new angle for it, and it becomes a completely different effect that you didn't even realize you had, you know?
So it was my birthday the other day, and I bought myself a trick from Illusionist a couple of weeks ago, and that arrived the other day. But my present from my partner was a ticket to Blackpool 2021.
But you can save your ticket for 2022, can't you?
Yeah, but it's a bit pants, isn't it?
It is a bit, is that, mate? Yeah, I feel for you for that.
Did she tell you that she reached out to me about that?
She mentioned that she talked to you about it, and then I think she talked to one of my mates who lives nearby as well. And then obviously it was like a lovely thing for her to do, you know, because she knows I wanted to go.
Yeah, I
properly
was
to give.
wondering what happened about that because she said don't tell you, and I was like, all right. Then I found out Blackpool was canceled. I was like, shit.
I don't know whether I should just like get the money back and spend it in areas where it'd probably be better spent, and then just buy another ticket later on, or what? I don't know. Because then that's like being a bit of a knobhead, isn't it? Like
Why don't you just
taking the gift back?
Just use your pass from last year and see if that'll let you get in with it.
I didn't have a pass last year. I didn't have a pass last year. I just turned up.
Oh, so you didn't go into the conference any?
No, I didn't bother with that. I just went to the illusionist party and then the Ruskin.
Oh,
I just turned up.
Do it, I think.
Yeah.
Well,
guys, just to give you a heads up, I've got about half an hour left, just to give you that heads up.
how long have we been on now?
We've been on like an hour. It's
Like an hour.
Yeah.
So yeah, we usually aim for about 45 minutes to an hour anyway.
Yeah. So let's just go ahead and wrap this thing up here.
If that's what you guys wanted to do, I don't mind either way.
Just ask me anything you want to ask me, I guess. Because I've got about half an hour left, so just ask me anything that you guys think the listeners want to hear.
Boobs, butt, or shoulder?
Shoulder. Tea or coffee?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, tea or coffee?
Tea, all the way.
Rolling Stones or the Beatles?
Stones.
Do you believe in magic?
Yeah.
You do believe in magic?
Absolutely, 100%.
What's the most mystical, magical thing you've ever experienced?
Christmas morning.
Did you see Santa Claus?
In my mind.
Nice. That's a perfect time for a book plug. The Book of Magic by A.J. Kristoff, available now. And if that's not enough, you should check out Mastering the Art of Magic, also by this character right here. It takes 1,000 days or 10,000 hours to master anything. And only with Mastering the Art of Magic can you master magic on your own, because it's a blank book for you to master your own version of magic. Available now on Amazon.com.
Fucking crack me up, you.
Do you have you been to the United States?
I have, yeah. I went to Florida.
To Florida? Oh shit!
Yeah.
That's where all the people that get in trouble go.
Yeah, it was cool, man. It was good.
Did you go to the beach? Where did you go?
So we did the whole Disney World and the Orlando Studios and Universal Studios, sorry, and did all that kind of touristy thing, I guess.
Yeah, hey man, you know Orlando's the shit. I love Orlando.
So Reese, do you have any pet peeves when you see another magician perform? For example, is it like is the clean hand, that kind of thing?
Not really, no. I hear a lot of this about how magicians shouldn't click and magicians shouldn't blow on to vanish something, and I just think none of that really bothers me. Do you know what I mean? I don't think it really takes away from the effect. So I just think if people want to do that, let them crack on with it, really.
Yeah. There's a few things that a lot of people take umbrage with that they think is quite rude, but I'm not sure whether that's just not having any sense of humour or, you know, like when you say, "Oh no, the clean hand," obviously it's a joke. You know, it might not be very fucking funny, but that's subjective, isn't it? That's subjective.
One thing I would say about that is, I think the way I view magic is very kind of. I sometimes feel a bit lonely with how I view magic, really, because I don't view it as tricks. I don't view it as magic tricks. So I don't really watch magicians that do all these kind of cliche things anyway. To me, magic is far deeper than that. Do you know what I mean? And that's one of the reasons I got out of the business of it, inverted commas, because to me it's not a business, it's an art.
Yeah.
And I've got no problem with people going out and making money, and if that's their income and they're putting food on the table for the family, that's different. That's not what I'm saying here. But I think it has been weakened to a business. I think a lot of the mistake we make is that we're on after the singer or we're on after the juggler. Do you know what I mean? And I think it's deeper than that. Is magic? It's a unique art that really does impact people and it affects people in a massive way, you know. And so for me personally, you know, I kind of think a little bit differently of it not just being tricks anyway, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's why it should be reserved for the streets anyway, kind of in my opinion.
Yeah, and I totally respect you for that, Alex, because I think it's that for me personally has a far bigger impact than, you know, one person on the street comes up to you and their life is changed forever because they remember that moment.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That they experienced that magic. And for me, that's far more powerful than doing a stage show or a walk around gig. And I don't know why, that's just how I view it. Do you know what I mean? I would rather perform for somebody sat at a bus stop, you know, and make that a meaningful, magical moment than I would performing for 200 people.
And then
you know
even the very, you know, like if you go to perform at like somebody at a bus stop, and then after it's over with, you say, by the way, I'm a magician, here's my business card. It takes away from the whole experience.
Exactly. And it is. I often relate, when you said to me earlier, do you believe in magic? And I said, yes, 100%. And the reason I believe in magic, and I really want people to hear this, is that magic, what we often say, what is magic, don't we? Well, for me, magic is a feeling, you know, and you feel it when you watch a movie. You feel it on Christmas morning when you run downstairs with your kids or your family and sit in front of the Christmas tree. You feel it when you're laid under the stars looking up at 1,000 stars. You feel it when you fall in love. You feel it when you hear a piece of music. And you feel it when you perform what we call magic. And it's all the same feeling. Now, if magic is real, then, you know, if that feeling of magic is real, then magic is real to me. And if we say, oh, no, it's not real, then we also have to say, well, happiness, sadness, anger, none of that's real either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for me, magic is a feeling that you create. And what we're doing is, instead of that person running downstairs on Christmas morning, we're able to deliver that magical feeling in an instant by performing an effect.
Yep.
You know? And so we're bringing...
What was your most memorable experience of magic?
My most memorable experience of magic? I think probably... and it sounds cliche because obviously everyone knows I'm mates with him, but the first time I met Pete Turner, so Pete lived like 5-10 minutes down the road from me, and the first time that we kind of met up, and he just absolutely fried my brain, absolutely fried it, to the point where when I got home, and my wife will verify this, when I got home I had to take 2 paracetamol and go for a lay down. It fried my head that much. And
that's how this
before
book came to be, after meeting him. So I know what you mean.
Before I kind of met Pete, I was just doing tricks, and Pete kind of mentored me into doing you know, effects that are powerful, really. But yeah, the first time I met you, that were a real magic feeling, with feeling that level of being fooled, I guess, you know.
Did you have one from when you were young, a sort of experience of witnessing magic when you were young?
Yeah, so I guess for me, apart from obviously the incident that I said about earlier with my uncle, for me as I was growing up, it were like yourself, David Blaine, Derren Brown, and I used to absolutely love those shows, you know, and like a lot of people, I were influenced heavily by Derren and David, and you know, and just that just experiencing watching that on TV, I think was growing up, where, you know, were just great.
Usually I ask about mentors. I think I've got a feeling where this where this question's going to go. I'll ask it anyway. Did you have any mentors when you were sort of coming up in magic, and in which ways do you think that benefited you?
Yeah, I think, I mean, certainly growing up, you know, Darren Brown, like a lot of people, and it sounds cliche to say it, but Darren's a great guy and is for me, is the ultimate showman of all time, you know. And so for me, I guess that in terms of mentors, that shaped me. And I was given a copy of Absolute Magic, and you know that. So that were kind of my virtual mentor, if you want. And then obviously, kind of coming up into kind of developing my own style of mentalism, I guess, was, you know, obviously Pete were a massive, you know, Pete Turner were a massive influence, and he spent a lot of time with me refining the material I already had and coaching me, and you know, that's one of the greatest gifts anybody's ever given me, really. And so yeah, and then other people along the way, along my magic journey, Mick Wilson. So Mick Wilson is a great guy from the Northeast. He's got a fantastic lecture out called Stereotypes Exist for a Reason, and that's all about kind of cold reading and stuff. Now Mick has just always been there for me, especially when I was writing Navigator. Mick would be on the phone to me at like 3 o'clock in the morning, like just batting Navigator backwards and forwards, and he was just a real kind of person to bounce off. So Mick Wilson, I'll consider a mentor. There's a guy called Jack Goldstein who lives in Costa Rica at the moment, and he's a great guy. He's somebody I can talk to. So yeah, there's a lot of people that are kind of, and then kind of like Michael Murray, you know what I mean, learning a lot of Michael Murray's material, you know, has kind of shaped who I am. But I guess books as well, books can be a mentor, you know. The 3 books I always recommend, as I say, Alchemical Tools by Paul Brook, Absolute Magic by Darren, Pure Effects by Darren, and Pete's Masterclass. So they're the 4 that I say to beginners as well. When everybody goes, oh, you should read 13 Steps and Animan, I always say, no, don't do that. Get Pete's Masterclass, pick up Absolute Magic, and get Paul Brook's Alchemical Tools. And that for me is more modern foundation than being, you know, when I first read 30
That'll run you a couple of quid though, won't it? You know what I mean? It's that's have you seen how much Pure Effects going for now?
Yeah, and it's how much you're willing to invest, I guess. It depends whether it's a hobby or whether you're wanting to go down this as a career. Do you know what I mean? If you want in a career out of magic or mentalism, then get those books, and they are going to cost you a bit of money, you know, but it will be something you have for life and something that will teach you, you know, you'll be aware with that. That's your foundation before you're then able to go on to the likes of Bob Cassidy, Banachek, you know. And at that point, I would say, once you've studied Bob Cassidy and Banachek, then go back and read Animan and Corinda, 13 Steps. Otherwise, in my opinion, and this is only personal opinion, if you picked up 13 Steps to mentalism, I fell asleep the first time I read it because I wasn't ready for it yet. It was that boring to me that I fell asleep, you know, as well when I picked up Pete's material, you know, and you know, books like Absolute Magic, I was hooked. And so, you know, and that might not be the same for everybody, but that's what I always recommend people do.
One that I recommend that's in a similar vein to a lot of those ones is not Animan Practical Mental Effects, but Animan 202 Methods of Forcing.
Yeah, that's great. But
which is one of my favourite sort of more mentalism books, because I don't just do mentalism, I do all sorts of stuff. But that's one of the sort of mentalism books that I've really took quite a lot from. You know, not just like, oh, this is one way to force a number, or this is one way, but the thinking behind it. You know, the actual sort of thought pattern that you need to get to coming up with something like that yourself.
Yeah, it's a fantastic book. You know, all Animan's stuff is Animan's, you know, great. I just think you need to be ready for his material sometimes. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Especially because sometimes you have to think, right, how can I make that work in today's world?
How can I make it modern? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I was reading Practical Mental Effects the other day, and it's like food for thought, but you know, it's not practical now, is it? It's not. People aren't doing tricks straight from that book. They've had to adapt it slightly.
Which is great. That's great. You know, to be able to do that is fantastic. You know, that's where we all kind of, you know, that famous saying that we're always standing on the shoulders of giants, and Animan stuff is you know, unanimously, undoubtedly, some of the greatest material ever released. You know, and if you can adapt that into a modern day world, then you've got one hell of an effect, whatever that is. You know.
Right. Shall we wrap this up?
Wrap it.
All right. Now, thanks for coming, Reese.
No problem, man.
It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you again.
Yeah, it's been, you know.
Every time we have a conversation, it seems to go on for quite a while like this. But
well, the first half hour, my microphone wasn't working.
Oh, well, I think I was doing most of the question asking anyway, wasn't I? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys wanna ask me anything else, do you know what I mean? I've got a few more minutes if you wanna, because I know there are microphone problems. So if you've got anything else at all you want to ask me, that's absolutely fine. Do you know what I mean?
You're in the magic circle?
I'm not. No. It's something I've kind of sometimes wanted to do, and then other times I'm kind of like, well, you know, it's more. It would be if I were to join, like apply to the magic circle. It'd be more of a kind of something that I'd achieved. Really, do you know what I mean? Like something that, for me personally, that I would think like, you know, that were a good thing to do, sort of thing. But yeah, no, I've kind of debated it from time to time over the years, really. But
if you fancy, this isn't really a question; it's more of a proposition. But if you fancy coming down to Leeds Magic Circle when we open back up, probably next year, come down, see if you like it.
Yeah, James has often said come down, and Kev and everybody, and
I mean, come down with Pete. Pete comes down as well. You know, see what you think, because it might be a nice night out. You know.
Yeah, I'll come down. It'd be nice to see everybody, you know, and have a bit of a jam.
And sometimes go for curry afterwards or whatever. See what you think. It's oh, sometimes we go out for drinks and stuff as well. You know, sort of organise a little get together. Not since lockdown, because we don't want to kill each other. But I'm sure it'll get to the point where we're not really that bothered about killing each other anymore.
Yeah, no, I'll come down at some point.
Sound. Right, so thanks to everyone at home for joining us today. Thank you, Reese, for coming along and having a little chat with us.
No worries, man. I hope it's been all right as well. Anybody that knows me and has watched kind of my projects knows that I hate being in front of a camera. So I hope it's been okay for everybody.
It's been good. You're a natural.
Yeah, I just thought, because I'm quite a quiet person, and as I say, like Pete used to laugh at me like in front of the camera and stuff, because you know I hate being in front of a camera. But I hope you guys have got something useful.
That's been good.
Well, we would never laugh at you anyway.
It's been really good, and you're a handsome kid as well. You look a bit like Richard Hammond, but with my beard.
You know, I get that all the time. It gets so old.
Right, so yeah, thanks everybody at home for tuning in. Hope you made it all the way through. If you did, please can you give a like and subscribe on the bottom, all that funky business. So it'll really help grow the channel and for us to bring more of this content to you. So again, thanks a lot for coming down, for coming and having a chat with us, and I hope to see you again soon. Hope to see you again soon, mate, 'cause it's always a laugh when we get together.
Yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, we'll catch up.
Yeah, go for a pint or something. I'll come down to Howard for something, see what you're saying.
Yeah, definitely. Howard's great. Yeah, anytime, man.
Nice to meet you, buddy.
Yeah, you too, Alex. Take care, man.
All right,
Thanks
guys.
for having me on.
Thanks, everybody, for watching.